व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मणदे वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. सर मम वाटू मेरिट. Good morning to all of you. Today, Indira Gandhi National Center for the Arts under Ministry of Culture, we are organizing the lecture series part 6. Today we are very fortunate to have here two dignitaries and great scholars. Both are senior professors from National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. Our chief guest and chair of this session is former Vice Chancellor of National Sanskrit University and my Guru, Professor राधाकांत ठाकुर जी. उनको मैं स्वागत करता हूँ. Welcome to the IGNCA, sir. And another dignitary is senior professor from Nyaya Department of National Sanskrit University, PTGY Sampath Kumar Acharya ji, and he worked as controller of the examination and he was the convener, coordinator of all national and international projects of National Sanskrit University, and he is the great scholar in Vishishtadvaita, Nyaya, and as well as Vaishnavism. So, we are organizing the lecture series. Why? Because in the Vaishnava Agama, there are many seminars in the national level and international level. Universities are conducting now in various areas. But what is happening? By conducting the 3 days national seminar or 3 days or 4 days, 5 days international seminar, what is the use, what is the benefit to the students means? So, repeatedly papers are coming and the students and scholars are submitting the papers in the year. Same papers will repeat in the next seminar. That is the mistake. So, one scholar submitting one paper, same topic, same matter, and another scholar is also submitting.
Maybe,
so,
maybe the difference.
Yes, it is happening. So, by spending more money, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs money and conducting 3 days seminar, our intellectual people and advisors are not suggesting the conducting the seminars. So, better than the seminars, lecture series is better. We invite one scholar only. We invite one great scholar, experienced, renowned scholar. If he deliver the lecture, then it will be the valuable and worthy. And it will be reaching the students perfectly. So that, and ministry and competent authority of IGNCA, Dr. Sachidananda Joshi, who is working as the Vice Chancellor of Indian Institute of Heritage and as well as Member Secretary of IGNCA, is advising us to conduct the lecture series by calling the local scholars and in traditional way and practical way also. So that's why we are very fortunate. We are having here PTGV Sampath Kumar Acharya ji to deliver his lecture, and theme also very interesting theme. So far we have conducted many lectures in the series regarding Vaikhanasa Agama and Pancharatra Agama separately, but today topic is very unique. Vishnu Tattva Samhita is the great manuscript, unpublished manuscript. Regarding Vishnu Tattva Samhita, no one is not aware. No one is aware here. So, one unknown manuscript is there. Now, today we are going to understand, we are going to know about that manuscript through Professor PTGV Sampath Kumar Acharya ji. So, without any delay, I am handovering the session to the PTGV Sampath Kumar Acharya ji. Before that, I request the IGNCA staff to felicitate the today chair and as well as invited speaker. ఎంతమంది వెళ్తారు పరమానంద చూసుకుంటారు. Sir, this is lemongrass.
Very good. Okay. To preserve to preserve the manuscripts.
Sir, आप संपत कुमार आचार्य.
I am very happy because he's my friend. Simhacharya was there, great scholar, very close to us. So Narasimhacharya in Madras, no?
Sir, बीच में आ जाइए. Now I request Senior Professor PTGY Sampat Kumar Acharya ji to deliver the lecture. So time is very short now. By 11:30 you have to go to temple. So by 11 o'clock, 11:10. Now time is.
Okay. 10:50. Half an hour will be given.
10:50 is there. 11:15 up to 11:15, 11:20. Thereafter remarks by chair for 10.
అక్కడ దాకా
Hey, you better.
అది పెట్టి పోనీ అక్కడ పెట్టి ముందుకు వచ్చేస్తారు ఇది ఫిక్స్ అయిపోయింది
మైక్ పెట్టేసండి. మైక్ ఈజీగా స్టాండ్ వద్దా?
స్టార్ట్ కొంచెం
ఈ మైక్ ఈజీ కదా,
ఇది టైట్ అవ్వకల్లా
వస్తుంది.
ఒక 5 minutes బిఫోర్ చెప్తే క్లోజ్ చేసేస్తాం. అఖిల భువన జన్మస్తేమ భంగాదిలీలే వినత వివిధ భూతవ్రాత రక్షైక దీక్షే
श्रुतिशिरसि विदीप्ते ब्रह्मणि श्रीनिवासे भवतु मम परस्मिन् सेमुषी भक्तिरूपा। ईशानां जगतोऽस्य वेङ्कटपतेः विष्णोः परां प्रेयसीं तद्वक्षस्थलनित्यवासरसिकां तत्शान्तिसंवर्धिनीं पद्मालङ्कृतपाणिपल्लवयुगां पद्मासनस्थां श्रियं वात्सल्यादिगुणोज्ज्वलां भगवतीं वन्दे जगन्मातरम्। Respected Chief Guest, Professor R.K. Thakurji, IGNCA Regional Director Dr. K.T.V. Raghavanji, and the higher officials of the IGNCA and the nodal office NSU authorities, and the august gathering of audience. Good morning to everybody. I am Sampat Kumar Acharyalu, already introduced. Happy to deliver a lecture on Vaishnava Agamas. In the series, I have been given an opportunity to deliver a lecture here on the topic Vishnu Tattva Samhita, an unpublished Pancharatra text. So I am grateful to you all for this opportunity. Though I am student of Nyaya from the beginning, I have shifted to the aligned subjects, Visishtadvaita Vedanta and Pancharatra Agama also. Before joining Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapitha in 1997, I have been working in French Institute of Pondicherry for 10 years. That is the period for me to start the studies on Pancharatra Agama. Especially, IGNCA has published a great Pancharatra text called Ishvara Samhita, along with a commentary, Satvatartha Prakashika, a commentary on Ishvara Samhita called Satvatartha Prakashika, written by Alashinga Bhattar of Melkote, an unpublished manuscript at the time, and was taken with a translation to publish by the IGNCA in 1990s. When I was in Pondicherry, and the translator is my guru, late Professor V. Vardacharya. He worked for that, and Lakshmi Tatacharya, the director of academic Sanskrit research, Melkote, has brought a project from from IGNCA, and the translation work was given to Professor V. Vardacharya. And that was published in 6 volumes from 2000 to 2009, I think. So at that time, I was in Pondicherry and observing the translation and all along with my guru, V. Vardacharya. And he put me to study Pancharatra literature also, because it is the base of Visishtadvaita Vedanta. It is the notable point that we always say that Lakshmi Natha Samarambham, Natha Yamuna Madhyamam, Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. The verse is dedicated by our previous preceptor, Koratalvan. Here, the point is the Visishtadvaita Siddhanta has been started by Lakshminatha Narayana at first, and later on it was brought to us by Natha Muni and Yamana Muni. These two people were identified that they were existed in the 8th and 9th centuries. So before 8th, 9th centuries, where the Visishtadvaita Siddhanta is existed, it was not started by Nathamuni or Yamanamuni in 8th and 9th centuries. Later developed by and established by Ramanuja, what they said. But the Visishtadvaita Siddhanta is from the Vedas, Upanishads, thereafter from the Pancharatra text has been explained clearly. So that later secondary literature of Nathamuni and Yamanamuni's works frequently quote the authorities for their Siddhanta Visishtadvaita from Pancharatra. All these Pancharatra texts were treated as like Veda Aparushaya. These are enumerated 108. We have one reference for the Pancharatra literature from Mahabharata. Vyasa Bhagavan said that Pancharatrasya Kritsnasya Vakta Narayanaha Swayam. Narayana, just like Veda, he has delivered all the Pancharatra texts time to time to certain people, and those were collected together called Pancharatra. The name of Pancharatra has been defined severally in the text, but here the matter is all the Pancharatra texts are the sources of the Visishtadvaita Vedanta. The Visishtadvaita Vedanta from the Vedas has been established in all Pancharatra texts, and the references were taken as an authority. This is the notable point here. For that reason, we have to study Pancharatra. Actually, Pancharatra is an Agama, a part of Vaishnava Agama, used for the temple constructions, temple activities, worship, festivals, etc. But before that, these activities are all come under Kriyapada. Pancharatra has divided into 4 padas. Those are Jnanapada, Yogapada, Charyapada, and Kriyapada. Especially most of Pancharatrins, Agama scholars are using only Kriyapada. But the text of earlier text of Pancharatra explaining the entire system of knowledge, whether it is yoga, whether it is philosophy, whether it is a code of conduct or anything, is being explained here. If we go to observe the Pancharatra canon, many people have studied this subject and said, Sartha Koti Pramanena. Here, 1.5 crore verses have been delivered by Lord Narayana to Brahman, Indra, Rudra, and others, which is called day by day Pancharatra. Ratram means Ratram to Jnanavachanam, Jnanam Panchavidham Smritam. So 5 types of knowledge has been explained in this system, hence it's called Pancharatra. Okay, here there are several Pancharatra texts enumerated in the earlier text as 108. 108 are not yet available. 50% of this literature has been published or not, we don't know. Really, an American called H.D. Smith, H. Daniel Smith, a Sanskrit professor, religion professor of Syracuse University, New York, has come to India and surveyed here for the collection of Pancharatra texts and stayed here more than 30 years. And he has surveyed several Pancharatra manuscripts and the printed texts were and all available, and made a descriptive catalog of Pancharatra literature. Nearly 30 texts have been described by him at the time of 1970 from the Oriental Institute of MS University, Baroda. In 1970, he has brought a descriptive catalog with an innotation. For each and text, every text of Pancharatra, he explained where it was published, how many times it was published, and who and all the editors, publishers, and that what is the content of the text, chapter by chapter. He has made a descriptive catalog with that. So this is one main study, remarkable study we can take as a landmark. And all other scholars, they might have studied 1 and 2 texts. They might have published 1 and 2 texts. But this Daniel Smith, his contribution is very notable contribution. But thing is, he has collected several manuscripts from the south and he deposited in the Syracuse University, New York. So that this is in one way it is fortunate, and another way it is unfortunate, because all the material what and all available for last 50 years has been taken away to foreign, and that was preserved there. At present, anybody is studying the collection or not, we don't know, but it is not available for us. Many earlier texts of the philosophy were not available in India because last 400 years, all the foreign scholars have come and studied, taken away the material what and all available here to their homeland. Just like Germany, John Gonda and Daniel Smith for USA and others. So at present, what and all the literature available here in print is that only not known for the all scholars. At nearly 108 Pancharatra texts, 50% have published, and the remaining is available and taking down in the form of manuscripts. My intention from 1980s to collect the unpublished Pancharatra texts from very manuscripts and to publish. I have already published 2 Pancharatra texts which were not yet published. I have published that first time. One is Pancha Prashna Tantra, I have published, and then Pancharatra Vaihayasi Samhita in 2010. So these 2 texts have been published from National Sanskrit University series. I am thankful for the authorities. And then later on, I have started studying Vishnu Tattva Samhita. Vishnu Tattva Samhita also is an unpublished text, and I have taken a project on this from Central Sanskrit University under their Ashtadasi scheme. And I worked for 2 years and completed this text, prepared ready for publication. Here, if we take this text, this was not yet known to even the serious scholars of Pancharatra. Just like John Gonda, I said, John Gonda, he has mentioned several Pancharatra texts in his Indian history of Indian philosophies. There he mentioned a part of this text as 37 chapters are available existing in. And then Daniel Smith in his descriptive catalog, he did not even mention its name. Though he has collected several Pancharatra manuscripts for 3 to 4 decades in South India, he couldn't find this manuscript, unfortunately. So I am lucky enough to get this manuscript and to edit. And these copies are available in Madras GOML and in Pondicherry French Institute also. And some private collections also, these texts are available. What is the importance of this text is to be known that from the 9th century, 10th century, 11th century, and 12th century, many Visishtadvaita scholars have taken authorities from Pancharatra texts. There, the Vishnu Tattva Samhita is frequently quoted. For example, Bhagavad Ramanuja's works, he has given 9 texts for us. Out of that, in 4 texts, many Pancharatra texts have been referred to. For example, in the Brahma Sutras also, there is one Adhikarana in 2nd chapter called Utpatya Sambhavadhikarana, where the authority of the Pancharatra has been discussed. And at the time of Shankaracharya, in his Bhashya, Shankara Bhashya, along with all other sections, Pancharatra section also has been condemned. But Ramanujacharya has taken that valid and he has given his approach in Utpatya Sambhavadhikarana, saying that Pancharatra is not Avaidika. It is valid. The validity of the Pancharatra has been explained by the previous scholars like Yamunacharya. He has composed a text called Agama Pramanya. Why this Agama Pramanya validity has to be explained means, before that, what Agama says, an idol and its worship and its installation and temple construction and temple activities. Actually, these are all Upasana procedure. The Mimamsakas do not accept God. Nirishwara Mimamsakaha. Mimamsakas doesn't take Ishvara as an entity, and the Veda they follow though, but they say that that is Apaurushaya. There is no Purusha, it is Apaurushaya, but Veda Pramana, God is not delivered Veda. Yasya Nisvasitam Vedaha we accept. But Mimamsaka started condemning Pancharatra because Pancharatra explains the worship of God in a form, in a murti. So these people won't accept Mimamsakas, so that they started to condemn the system of Pancharatra. Later, though Mimamsakas become Seswaras, Seswara Mimamsakas are there after Shankaracharya. So Ramanuja taken this challenge seriously and explained Utpatya Sambhavadhikarana in the authority of Pancharatra. Later because Yamunacharya also taken the authority by composing Agama Pramanya. Next to Ramanuja, Vedanta Deshika also followed the same and published, and he composed Pancharatra Raksha. Later, Pancharatra Kantakothara, even latest scholar Uttamur Veer Raghavacharya also composed a text Pancharatra Pramanya. So Pancharatra is valid as well as Vedas. This is established by the Visishtadvaita scholars, because all these contents, all the verses have been taken in the Visishtadvaita literature as an authority, as a pramana. What and all being explained by Visishtadvaitins for their Siddhanta is supported by the Visishtadvaita Pancharatra literature. For example, I will take this this is Vishnu Tattva Samhita. Some verses have been quoted by Periyavachan Pillai in his Gadyatraya Vyakhya, Sharanagati Gadya Vyakhya. He mentioned some slokas of this Vishnu Tattva Samhita. Just I refer those things. What is the relation between the God and the soul? Some people say that there is no God. Some people say that God himself become Jiva. Later, Jiva himself become God. Okay, this is one system. And some people say God is different and the individual souls are different. Some people say souls are not many, only one person reflects as different. One sun reflects in several water bowls as different, just like bimba pratibimba bhava they accept. So that these are all the views of philosophers, whatever may be. But what Veda says, what Pancharatra says, is followed by the Visishtadvaitins. There, the relation between God and individual souls is said here, Swaswami Bhava Sambandha. Lord Bhagavan said as Swamin. Swamin means he is a Lord. He must have some property, no? What is his property? Means we are all his property. The entire world is his property. Entire world is Achetana, Prakriti, and all the souls are Chetanas, conscious people. These conscious and non-unconscious, both both entities are the property of the Lord, so that he becomes Swamin. So Swatvam Atmani Sanjatam, he said here in Vishnu Tattva Samhita. This is that version quoted by Periyavachan Pillai in his Gadyatraya Vyakhya, saying that Swatvam Atmani Sanjatam, Swamitvam Brahmani Sthitam. If you are the property, who is the Lord of this property is God. So what is the relation between God and individual souls? He is Swaswami Bhava Sambandha, property and lordship. Swatvam Atmani Sanjatam, Swamitvam Brahmani Sthitam, Ubhayoho Yesha Sambandha. The relation between these two is, this is the main one. Naparo Abhimato Mama. There may be several relations between God and individual soul. Those are all secondary. The primary relation is Swaswami Bhava Sambandha. And then he is saying, Ujjivanecha Yadite. If you want to be developed, Ujjivanecha Yadite, Swasattayam Spruha Yadi. If you feel yourself existed, if you feel yourself existed, when you started, God is not existed, then others say that you are also not existed. Then what is use? So, to establish our existence, we have to accept the existence of God also. So, Ujjivanecha Yadite, Swasattayam Spruha Yadi. Then what you have to do is Atmadasyam, Hare Swamyam, Swabhavancha Sadaspara. What is this Swaswami Bhava Sambandha means? He is Lord and we are his servants. When there is a Lord, one has to serve him. All others serve him. So all the individual souls are the servants of the God. This is the first and last relation to be said between Lord and God. This is the theme established by Vishnu Tattva Samhita. So that these are all taken as an authority in writing Visishtadvaita works. So and before writing Vaishnava works, Visishtadvaita literature by Nathamuni, Yamunamuni, and Ramanuja, where the theme is existed after Vedas, means in Pancharatra. So we have to consider Pancharatra Agama as valid as Vedas. So my studies since 1990, I was searching several manuscripts where and all available hidden in libraries and personal collections. I got this text and edited, yet to be published. This project has been taken from Ashtadasi of Central Sanskrit University. Somehow, with high tension and attention, I have completed this work and it is to be published. And if we want to go to the text inside, Jnanapada is explained here. And then the second one is Yogapada. Yogapada means how to make one to attain his sadhana, siddhi. The procedure had been said here. For that, Yogapada is named here. We know Yogapada means yoga system is started by Patanjali and later on Vyasa Maharshi and others. But before them, before Vyasa, before Patanjali, the yoga system is existed in Pancharatra. Here, I have given one paper, Yogapada of Pancharatra, for the Kashmir University Department of Sanskrit, saying that while doing pranayama, we take vital air inside and how and all this movement is recorded through the nerves. While going, this vital air will take different colors in particular nadi. That has been explained in the Yogapada of Pancharatra system. And then the next one is how to take pranayama, how to take make dharana. All the Ashtanga Yoga has been explained here. Later on, that is developed by the Patanjali and Vyasa Maharshi and others. Recently, one Krishnamacharya of Adayar library, Adayar area, has published one yoga text of Nathamuni of 8th century called Yoga Rahasya. There he has explained the Ashtanga Yoga according to Pancharatra system also. He has given illustrations and he practiced the asanas, everything, and he published along with English translation. Then Charyapada. Charyapada is that the code and conduct of a person. A person how to live, how to lead his life, what and all the rules, how a preceptor is to be and how a disciple is to be while residing one tradition from guru to him. So that sampradaya process we say. Sampradaya is that samyak pragrihya diyate, which is taken from his guru properly and utilized and which was passed to his students, to his disciples properly. Just like if we take 100 rupees note, it has 100 rupees value, that is what that is marked. A paper is marked as 100 rupees, is being taken by others. We won't print it. That is invalid. Already printed 100 rupees we take from another hand. While taking, we will search this and that outside, this side, that side. As it is, it was given, or any oil marks or any drops, anything is added there. So testing something we will take as it is from the preceptus, and we utilize for the 100 rupees value, and we pass that to others. Just like Vedas, as it is, we receive, we utilize, and we pass, even without a single syllable or its accent. So swara or varna is not being changed since the very beginning. That is called, that process is called, that tradition is called sampradaya. Like that, all the Siddhanta from the Narayana and up to our preceptors have been taken properly. That is called sampradaya. So this sampradaya is being maintained in this system. Like that, how a preceptor is to be. What are the qualifications for to be a preceptor? Preceptor means a guru. And he initiate other his disciple. And what are the qualities of the student? And how to process, how to transfer this knowledge. All these conditions have been explained in the Charyapada. Charyapada is the rules of code and conduct. How to worship a god, how to install an idol, and how to construct a temple, how to perform a worship, daily worship, and then the festivals throughout year. So this is all called Charyapada. And then the regular activities were explained in Kriyapada. From the collection of the land, one has to collect a land and make it purified, and then construct their temple, and then install one idol, and to worship and conduct utsava, everything. What are the utsavas are to be conducted? These are all explained in the Kriyapada. So many samhitas of Pancharatra have covered these 4 topics. In some earlier texts, like Padma Samhita, this division of what it is, padas, this division of 4 padas has been mentioned, just like this is Jnanapada, this is Yogapada, this is Kriyapada, Charyapada, and all. But some other texts, collectively they have discussed the topics without mentioning the names of the padas. Here in the Vishnutat Samhita also, the division of the padas has been mentioned. Prathama Pade Prathamodhyayaha, Ditiya Pade Prathamodhyayaha, Chaturtha Pade, like that. The padas have been mentioned, but what is the first pada, what is the second pada is not named, because it is known to everybody. The first pada is Yoga Pada, Jnana Pada, and second pada is Yoga Pada, third pada is Charyapada, and fourth is Kriyapada. It is well known, so that no need to repeat everywhere. So this text is does not mention those things. But all the contents of the 4 padas have been discussed elaborately next to Padma Samhita. And then if we go to 108 Pancharatra texts, 3 texts have been mentioned as jewels among Pancharatras. Ratnatrayam, we say that. Satvata Samhita, Paushkara Samhita, and Jayakhya Samhita. These 3 texts have been utilized as an authority in 3 centers: Kanchipuram, Srirangam, and Melkote, which is called Tirunarayanapuram, nearby Mysore. So all these 3 temples were taken, the procedure of these 3 Pancharatra texts that is mentioned in the Pancharatra text, so that these 3 temples are called southern important temples. So these 3 texts were given Ratnatrayi in the name collective. Later in Tirumala, Vaikhanasa Samhita, Vaikhanasa Agama has been followed. So that even Ramanuja, while regenerating Tirumala at 11th century, he has allowed and continued the Vaikhanasa Agama in Tirumala itself. He didn't change. If he want, he could have changed. But the validity of Pancharatra Agama as well as Vaikhanasa Agama is maintained by Ramanuja, so that in Tirumala he has continued Vaikhanasa Agama. He didn't disturb that. Though he changed several parts of activities of temple, but the system of Agama has been maintained. So, Vedanta Deshika in his Sharanagati Deepika Vyakhya says that though Vaishnava Agamas are mentioned separate as Vaikhanasa and Pancharatra, but the validity is same. Which something is more valid and another thing is less valid, it is not said. And there he mentioned one point that Tvam Pancharatrikanayena Pruthagvidhena Vaikhanasena Chapatha Niyatadhikaraha. The people who have been initiated in separate systems, Vaikhanasa and Pancharatra, they adore you, they worship you, let them be, doesn't matter. But Samjna Visesha Niyamena Samarchayantaha Bhaktya Nayanti Dinani Amuni, something. So, devotion is important to worship the Lord. System may be Vaikhanasa or Pancharatra. So, the both two Agamas, Vaikhanasa and Pancharatra, are equally valid, so that IGNCA has started a lecture series on Vaishnava Agamas, collectively Pancharatra and Vaikhanasa. So I am happy to deliver a lecture on Pancharatra, especially Vishnu Tattva Samhita, which was not yet published, and I have worked on that and prepared an edition is to be published. And CSU, Central Sanskrit University, Delhi, has provided me a fund for editing this text for 2 years, and I have completed this text along with introduction and indices. So this is my contribution. I am glad to present here my work through this lecture. I think my effort become fruitful. Thank you, one and all. Sri Venkatadri Nilayah Kamalakamuka Puman Abhangura Vibhutirnaha Tarangayatu Mangalam.
Thank you very much, sir. Such a wonderful, insightful lecture. Within a short period, we have gained more important points regarding Vishnu Tattva Samhita. So no need to read the text of Vishnu Tattva Samhita. By listening your lecture, we can understand what is the capacity of the Vishnu Tattva Samhita in the Vaishnava Agamas. So now I request former Vice Chancellor of National Sanskrit University, Senior Professor Radhakant Tagore to give their valuable remarks on the lecture as a chair.
ओम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरिये परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. My dear friends, Professor Sampat Kumar ji and Director of this institute, Indira Gandhi Kala Kendra, and my dear friends, today I am very happy that Raghavanji is organizing a wonderful program, that is a lecture series. Today's speaker is no other than my friend, a scholar friend, Professor Sampat Kumar ji. who is a great scholar of Nyaya Shastra and as well as Vaishnavism. Vaishnavism culture and literature are very rich from long time in South. This Vaishnavism religious devotion of Vishnu, what is called Vaishnav Bhakti, is developed in South. Vaishnavi Devi, Bhakti Devi herself is telling, Dravide ham samutpanna, Vridhin Karnatake gata, Kwachin Maharashtre, Gurjare Jirnatangata. The Vaishnavi Devi, Bhakti Devi is telling, this Bhakti Devi started from Dravid Desha and it went to Karnataka because so many devotees were there in Dravid Desha. Not one, thousand and thousand devotees were there. And they developed so that Bhakti Ganga was flowing in our India. That Bhakti Ganga started from Dravid Desha. And this Bhakti Ganga went to Karnataka, from Karnataka to Maharashtra. After that, it went to Gujarat. And after that, that stream was stopped. So, Dravide ham samutpanna, Vridhin Karnatake gata, Kachin Maharashtra, Gurjare Jarnatangata. So, a starting point, just like we are telling Gangotri is a starting point of Ganga. And Ganga Sagar is the end point. So both points are very important. So Bhakti Ganga started from Dravid Desha. So in Bhakti, in Vaishnava Bhakti or any Bhakti, this Dravid Desha is very important. You see the 12 rishis, 12 munis composed, wrote 4,000 verses. That is called Divya Prabandh. That is the root of Vaishnavism. How? They were not men. They were gods. They have seen, they have talked with gods. They have felt gods. Divya Prabandha is bringing very near to God. So in every temple, priest is speaking first some verses of Divya Prabandha. In South, there was a culture that everybody has to speak some verses of Divya Prabandha every day. Because if you are speaking some verses of Divya Prabandha, you are coming out from this material world. You will feel some spiritual power. So Divya Prabandha is having some spiritual power. So in every temple, priests are speaking in the beginning some Divya Prabandha. I think my Raghavan is also knowing very well Divya Prabandha. Do you know Divya Prabandha? Huh? So in our culture, in there was a culture. What is Divya Prabandha? We don't understand. Actually, I am telling we don't understand meaning. But we know
divine text.
how. But we know that Divya Prabandha is bringing very near to the God. Very near to the God.
Experience, actually.
And now audience is there. I want to tell that this our Vaishnavism, our Bhakti, this flow is coming from Vedic time. Vedic literature is very difficult. We can't understand. Even Divya Prabandha, we can't understand. From Yamunacharya, his Stotra Ratnam, his contribution, and Ramanuj Acharya's contributions, we can understand their contribution. They have made their contribution in very easy Sanskrit. They aimed 5,000 years, 10,000 years that their people of India, people of the world can understand their language. So they have contributed in easy Sanskrit. So Yamunacharya Sanskrit is today's Sanskrit. I am telling some verses of Yamunacharya. Na dharma nishthos na chatma vedi na bhakti mantat charanar vinde akinchano nanya gati saranya tatpadam hulam saranam prapadye. You see, if great saint Yamunacharya is telling with such simplicity, what is about us? From morning to evening, never we are thinking about God. We feel that we are God. Okay? With so much abhimanam, so much ego we are running. We are least bother of tomorrow. What will happen? From where we have come, from where to we have to go. Never we think. But Yamunacharya, great saints, who is the child of Nathamuni, and what is his ancestors? What are their his ancestors? And they are defined the power. So he is telling with simplicity, na dharmanishthos na chatmid. I am not doing any punya. The Yamunacharya is telling, I am not doing any punya. Na chatmedi. I don't know about me. Na chatmedi. Na dharmanishthos na chatmedi. Na bhaktiman tvacharanarvinde. I have no devotion, no bhakti in you, O Vishnu. I have no bhakti. Yamunacharya is telling, what about us? Na bhakti mat charanarvinde. My mind is not going to your feet. Even I try, I don't. My mind is not running to your feet. Mamna bhakti mamcha charanarvinde. Akinchano nanya gati saranya. Akinchano, I have nothing. I am deprived of everything. We feel that I have everything. Yes. We don't care others because we feel we don't need help of others. We have everything. We have very good saving, good deposits. We have everything. We don't require others' help. Akinchana. Yamunacharya Vadat Akinchana. I am deprived of everything. I have nothing. Akinchana. Ananya Gati Saranya. My all ways are closed. So, Ananya Gati, my all ways are closed. I don't know what will happen to me. Please be kind. Ananya Gati Saranya. You are my shelter. Aranya Gati Saranya. Tatpada Moolam Sar. Now I have come to your feet. Please see me. After that, he is telling, Naninditang karma tadaste bhutale. You see, we are doing from morning to evening, we are abusing others, we are fighting there, we are speaking so bad words. But he is telling, a great saint is telling, Naninditam karma tadasti bhutale sahasra sahiyanna maya vedhai. इसको हिंदी में कहेंगे तो ऐसा कोई निंदित काम नहीं है जिसको मैंने किया नहीं है. ऐसा यमुनाचार्य कहते हैं तो हम लोग क्यों के लिए क्या रह गया? What is left for us? ये यमुनाचार्य जी कहते हैं जो ऐसा निंदित काम कोई भी नहीं है जिसको मैंने किया नहीं. न निंदितं कर्म तदस्ति भूतले सहस्र सयन यदा मया विधाई सोहम विपाकावसरे मुकुंद क्रंदामि संप्रत्यगति स्तवाग्रे. अब मेरे सब जो काम थे पाप काम वो अब फलित हो रहे हैं, उसका फल मिल रहा है, तो अब मैं रो रहा हूं क्योंकि मुझे तो काम कर दिया लेकिन मेरे बुरे काम का मुझे बुरा फल नहीं चाहिए, फल तो मुझे अच्छा चाहिए. सब आदमी तो काम करते समय फल को अंदाज नहीं करते हैं. तो ननिंदितम कर्म तदस्ति भूतले सहस्र सह्यन मया व्यधाई सोहम विपाका बसरे मुकुंद क्रंदा में संप्रत्यागति स्तवाग्रे. अब मैं वो फल नहीं चाहता हूं, मैं अच्छा फल चाहता हूं, मैं अच्छा भविष्य चाहता हूं, इसीलिए आपके सामने मैं रो रहा हूं. भगवान अब करो, कुछ करो, मेरे लिए करो, सबको मिटाओ, मेरे काम का जो फल है सबको मिटाओ. ऐसा भगवान के पास यमुनाचार्य रोते. अब यमुनाचार्य का जितने स्तोत्र है, his all verses are bringing very near to the God. His all verses are cutting, limiting the distance of devotees and God. If you do Patha, if you recite Stotra Ratnam, the Stotra Ratnam will bring you very near to the God. That is the Stotra Ratnam, supersede. Yamunacharya is superseding all the stotra. His stotra is superseding all the stotra. No stotra can go because heart touching verses are there. Those verses are just like bringing to the God, and God cannot leave. He is catching the God. His stotra is catching the God. God cannot leave devotees. Such a power is there in the stotra. So, the great contributions are made by our great saints, and that is called humanity. You should have some simplicity, humanity, all the new modern educations. We are not getting humanity, simplicity, all the things from modern educations. Our old educations, traditional educations are teaching us that you are not born to fulfill our to your stomach. Your aim is greater than this, because you are a human being. You have come on the earth for great things, not only to fulfill your stomach. So this literature is very vast, and I want to tell the great sense. Bhagavad is telling Vaishnavanam Jatha Shambhu. Shambhu Mahadeva Shiva eva Prathama Vaishnava Hasti. Vaishnava is Uttama Hasti. Hanuman, he is carnation of Shiva. He is great devotee of Rama. So that his all actions are running in that Kand. That Kand is called Sundar Kand.
He taught as Shiva and served as Hanuman.
And Sundar Kand is called Sundar Kand because Bhakta is there with Bhakti of Vishnu. So, so that Kand is Ayodhya Kand, where Rama is there. That Ayodhya Kand is not Sundar Kand. Where Hanuman is going to Lanka, that place is Lanka. But even then, Bhakta is running with his Bhakti. So that Kand is called Sundar Kand. So Vaishnavism is our great property of India, and this institution is organizing an amazing program of a lecture series. So I once again I want to congratulate KTV Raghavanji, who is organizing this such program continuously, and who is drawing scholars from all the parts of India. Today he has drawn me. He has drawn Sampath Kumarji here to deliver his right person, to deliver his speech on Vaishnavism. You see, there are two verses, two branches. That is Pancharatra Agam, Vaikhanas Agam. Vaishnava Agam is civil engineering. Everything is there. What Britishers told, they brought civil engineering. Civil engineering already we have. That is in Pancharatra Agam. Vaikhanas Agam is Kai Karjam, how to do worship of God. So all the temples, in all the temples, puja paddhati is according to Vaikhanas Agama in South. So India has great culture, and once in the end I am going to conclude by this verse. Everybody should learn this verse. You don't feel, ये मत समझना चाहिए वैष्णविज्म में बहुत बड़ी बात है, वेद की बात है, व्यवहारिक बात भी है. आप बीमार पड़ते हैं, सुनिए, अब लास्ट में मैं ये श्लोक कर रहा हूं हिंदी में इसलिए. आप बताते हैं, इधर से हटिए साहब, हाँ, आप बताते हैं क्या, जो कि आपको कुछ बीमारी है, कुछ संकट है, तो अच्युतानंद गोविंद रामोच्चारण भय सजात नश्यंति सकला रोगा सत्यम सत्यम बदाम्याम. भगवान बात साक्षात कहते, ये वैष्णवीज का सारे चीज आप मिलाकर कहेंगे ना, जो हमको एक अक्षर में कहिए, हम इतना वैष्णवीज नहीं समझते हैं, तो कहते हैं, तो नहीं समझते, एक अच्युतानंद का नाम लीजिए, अच्युतानंद गोविंद. अब बार बार सुबह से शाम अच्युतानंद गोविंद बोलते हैं, सारे संकट आपके दूर हो जाएंगे, कोई रोग आपके पास नहीं आएगा. और मैं सत्यम सत्यम बता, मैं आपको झूठ नहीं कर रहा हूं, कोई डाउटफुल बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, मैं प्योर सत्य कह रहा हूं, इसमें कोई संदेह मत करिए आप. देखिए हमारा स्वभाव क्या है, भगवान, हम अपने भक्ति में शक्ति नहीं लाते हैं, भगवान में भी शक्ति ढूंढते हैं, इसमें शक्ति है कि नहीं है, समझ गए. तो हम कहाँ फेल हो जाते हैं, हमको भक्ति में शक्ति देखना चाहिए, हमारी भक्ति कितनी है, इसमें शक्ति कितनी है, हम देखते हैं भगवान में शक्ति कितनी है. तो इसीलिए आप पूरी भक्ति से, हमने जो श्लोक अंत में कहा अच्युतानंद गोविंद, ये फ्रूट है, वैष्णवीज का ये फ्रूट है, ये एकाक्षर मंत्र है, इससे जीवन के सारे संकट को आप रिमूव कर सकते हैं. अच्युतानंद गोविंद नामोच्चारण भैषजात नश्यन्ति सकला रोगा सत्यम सत्यम वदाम्यहम. नो डाउट योर ऑल प्रॉब्लम्स विल बी रिमूव्ड. थैंक यू.
Now you can understand, my Guruji Tagore sir, the people of Vijayapita and others observe Tagore sir as a Shakteya, but in his attitude, really he is Vaishnavate. Can you imagine? So we can understand now by his lecture, many of the Vaishnavates cannot say that poem from Stotra Ratna. Many of Vaishnavas, those who are studying Vishishtadvaita and Divya Prabandha, those are also not unable to say that Yamuna Slokam. But my Guruji is well versed in Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta and Shakti Siddhanta. Not only this Bhakti, and he is very renowned scholar in the India as a astronomer and astrologer. Thank you very much, Guruji, for coming here. My sincere gratitude to the dignitaries, Professor, former Vice Chancellor Radhakant Tagore, as well as senior retired professor, recently PTGY Sampath Kumar Acharya for coming and visiting IGNCA, for participating in the session, and my sincere gratitude for all. And now we have darshan in the temple. Immediately within 5 minutes we have to reach there. That's why we are concluding this session with Shanti Mantra and by giving certificates. Actually, certificates are not required for these dignitaries. No APGs care hereafter. But also we are honoring these certificates. This is very privileged to us to provide this certificate to you. It's a memory. We used to take certificates from those people. So far, hereafter we are issuing certificate to our Guruji and our formal controller of the examination.